One thing that I will say is that I think there is a misconception. I think that there is a bit of a misunderstanding because sometimes when I do see people then making like counter TikToks about like, especially nurses, I think that people have like a really like vitriolic like response specifically to nurses doing these TikToks. But when people do make like response videos to that, like they'll be like, my mom was out here like sick or like in critical condition and these nurses were out here doing it. That's not real. Like somebody's doing a TikTok while there's like a critical situation going on. No, maybe I haven't seen that and maybe it has happened, but I highly doubt it. Usually what's happening is, you know healthcare professionals have this thing called a break. And on their breaks is when they're doing these things. But what I'm arguing is that even during your break, doing it on the hospital, like, or the clinical, in the clinical setting, is not the best idea. But they're not, I don't ever think that people are doing it and then something is happening with their patients. And just to touch on that, another thing that I just wanted to quickly add in my little rant about is sometimes maybe patients and their family not necessarily recognizing that a healthcare provider is doing work when they're not like at the actual bedside. I know as a nurse myself, sometimes it would like people would be perceiving us to be like maybe lazy or not doing work because sometimes they even thought we were on our phones when we were actually on devices that were from work, or when we were on the computer, like sitting at the computer. I don't know if people fully appreciate that there's a lot of documenting that needs to happen, not just for ourselves and like saving ourselves, but literally for the patient safety. For instance, if I don't document quickly that I've given a patient a medication, I might forget and somebody may go ahead and give that same patient the medication again. And like, so those kind of errors, we avoid them by making sure we document promptly. So sometimes it looks like we're doing nothing, even though like we're like actually trying to make sure that the patient is safe by doing our documentation like as promptly as possible. So just in case you ever do go into that environment and you're just like, oh, like look at these healthcare workers, they're so lazy, they're always on the computer. A lot of times there's a lot of documenting that needs to happen in order to keep the patient safe.